Alright guys, I want to show you how to make a simple line graph with the data you just collected in the lab. So you will have either modified the ramp height a couple times, or the weight of the car, or the type of car, and you will have collected 10 trials. So you have 10 sets of data from each trial that you've tried. So you take all that data and now we're going to put it into Google Sheets. So then you have a graph that you can put into your lab report. So I'm going to switch this around so you can see my screen. You can follow along in Google Sheets. So this is the data that you should have. So right now you should pause the video, and type all this in so that you have it in front of you. So you see here I have I did three ramp heights. So I have a 6-inch ramp, a 12-inch ramp, and an 18-inch ramp. And I have my time column, and I measured from 0, the top of the ramp, up to a distance of 200 centimeters, which is 2 meters. So you can either, if you can have this in meters, and you can have all 2's here if you want. So I did that, and you can see that these are the times, my 10 trials. I did this 10 times for the 6-inch ramp, 10 times for the 12-inch ramp, and 10 times for the 18-inch ramp. Actually, you know what? That means that I'm missing 2 data points here. So let me go ahead and add those, so you can go ahead and do that too. So, and each time it went 200 centimeters or the 2 meters if you do the conversion. You know how many data points you have if you highlight the column, and you can count how many data points you have. Okay, so you should have all your data there in front of you. Now what you want to do is you want to take an average of all those trials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to box this so I know what's my original data. I'm going to do click on this button here, borders. I'm going to border this. I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to put a border around this so I know what's my original data, and put a border around this so I know that's my original data. I'm going to come at the line below my time. I want to take an average of my time, and I'm going to type into this box equals, and then the word average, A-V-E-R-A-G-E, average. And then you can press, or you can use your pointer to select. So I'm going to press enter, and enter will throw up a parentheses where you can type the parentheses. You highlight all your data from, mine was row 3 to row 12, and you hit enter. And that takes the average. It adds all these numbers up and divides by 10. So that's my average, 20.8. Then I go to the next column, I do the same thing. I said equals, I type in the word average. I can click here, average, or I can hit the key enter. I'm going to click, I'm going to highlight all this, and then hit enter. I'm going to do the same thing for my third trial. Maybe you only have 2. I did 3, so I'm going to type average. Now what if you get here and you forget to click or type enter, and you just come up here and you select, and you get this funny thing that says error name. Click on this cell, that'll double click on that, that'll bring up what you had typed average, and then click on that, then add a parentheses and go up here and select your data. It'll close the parentheses automatically for you. So now I have my 3 average times to go 2 meters with my 3 different ramp heights. Now that's only 1 data point for each of these 3 sets of data, but you need 2 points to make a line. So you need to tell Google that you started at 0 time and 0 distance, and then your average time was 20.8 to go 200 centimeters. So now I have 0, 20 and 0, 200 as my or 0, 0 and 20, 200 as my data point. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here. 0, 0 and 16.9, 16.9 and 200. And then over here, same thing, 0, 0 as my initial data point, and 12.3 and 200 as my final data point. So now I have all my data points for each of my ramp heights. I'm going to start with my low ramp height, select this, and up at the top you see this button, it says insert chart. So you're going to click on that, insert chart. That's going to give you all these options. Now this one you see here, the line one, is similar to what we want, but not exactly. We got to do a lot of modifications. So follow along, this is the most important step. You go over to the chart types tab. All right, you click over that, and first thing we want to do is we want to use column A as labels right here. Use column A as labels. Make sure that box is clicked. You'll notice that changes this drastically, and it puts my time on my x-axis, which is exactly what I wanted to do. All right, now I have my one ramp height and the time that it took there. I have to add the others. The way you do that is you go up to here where it says sheet, and it's got this select data range here. You're going to click on that, and here you're going to say add another range. You can click on that link, and you're going to go down to your original spreadsheet. You're going to add the next data range, and then I have one more. You might have two, I have three, so I'm going to add another. I'm going to highlight this so that's there as well. And then once I have those three sets of data there, then I click OK, and I'm going to oh, it didn't save it, so I'm going to go back and do it again. Okay, add another range. Here we go. Add another range. Add another range. Okay, there we go. And right here now, it still don't see it, but I see them all up here. You want to combine ranges vertically. Combine ranges vertically. Combine ranges vertically, and I'm going to choose this line chart, not smooth line chart here. Combine ranges vertically, use column A as labels, and this is what you should get. All right, this is what you should get. You should get your three lines for each of your ramp heights with no other labels on there. Line chart, use column A as labels, combine ranges vertically, make sure that all three sets of data is listed here. So once you're here, you're in really, really good shape. Pause here if you haven't gotten here, go back, redo it, make sure these three things are correct. Once you're here, before you do anything else, do anything else, go to the next tab, customization. Customization, we need to add all the labels for everything. So under title, what is this? This is the speed of a toy car on different ramp heights. All right, so you could do different types of titles. That's my title. I'm testing a toy car on ramp heights. I'm going to scroll down the left side here, and I'm going to come down to where it says axes. All right, axes. So my horizontal is my y-axis, and that's my time. So I'm going to type into time. My time was measured in seconds, so I'll make sure to include my unit there. And then I'm going to go left vertical, or my y-axis. I'm going to type in the title here. That's the distance. I measured all my things to 200 centimeters or 2 meters. So I put centimeters here. You might put meters. All right, and then you'll see that updates your graph. Keep scrolling down. Everything else, I don't think we need anything else. Okay, everything else looks good because this is now our complete graph. So we're going to say insert, and that puts it into the spreadsheet here. One thing just a little annoying is this extra little line here. Everything was colored in blue. We don't need this. We're just going to edit the legend. We're going to highlight over it to it's like this. We're going to right click. We're going to say clear legend. Get rid of that. We don't need that. All right. We have the 3 lines without the legend. Okay, so now I see my 3 lines. That one ramp finished at 12, about 12. Another one finished around 17. The other finished at just over 20. So what you can do now is you can, once this is highlighted in blue with these blue border, this graph, you go up to edit, copy. So it copied the graph. You're going to go up to the top of your screen. You probably have started your lab report. So here's my lab report. So I'm going to go down, and the graph goes into my analysis section. So I would put it right here. So I'm going to bring my cursor down, and I'm going to say edit, paste, and you'll see that Google's working. And there's my graph of my 3 lines for my 3 ramp heights. Another thing really quick is you can bring those data tables into your lab report too. So if you go back to your spreadsheet, I can highlight all this, and I can say edit, copy all my data, bring that also into my lab report, and that goes under results. I'm going to say edit, paste. And there you go. So now my data table is automatically nice typed out in my lab report and my graph. And everything else is your analysis, where you do your errors and your conclusion. So that's how you would go to take your data and make a 3-line, or depending on how many ramps you have, 2-line speed, distance versus time graph. All right, good luck on your lab report. Thanks for watching. Bye.